Hello, Dr. Recap here. Today we will go through an award-winning short film called Two Strangers Who Meet Five Times by Marcus Marcu. Spoilers ahead, watch out and take care. Alistair, a job seeker and hustler, is on his way to an ATM to withdraw money. Arriving on the machine, Alistair sees Samir, a businessman and CEO of a successful company. Samir is occupying the machine at that moment. Alistair, impatient and nervous, is getting upset because it takes Samir a long time to finish. Alistair, not being able to control himself, tells Samir in a racist manner to look for the Arabic menu. Samir turns around surprised from that racist comment. A short dialogue between the two men starts. Alistair angrily continues with the racist comments on Samir, calling him random Arabic names and an ISIS member. Samir, speechless from Alistair's attitude and manners, leaves without further heeding the conversation. Each man continues on their own way, with neither of them remembering each other, although it was their second time meeting. Fast forward on their third meeting. Alistair is at a company trying to get a job. The job interviewers, impressed by Alistair's CV, want to introduce him to their CEO and founder before officially hiring him. The CEO of the company, who is Samir, meets Alistair. Alistair looks familiar to Samir, but he can't recognize him. Samir asks Alistair if they have ever met anywhere, and Alistair, not remembering anything, gives a negative reply. Suddenly Samir recalls where they met, telling him that he is the guy from the ATM, while his tone and attitude changes from friendly to serious. Alistair, still not able to remember him, apologizes. On their fourth meeting and years later, Alistair is homeless, sitting on the roadside. He asks a stranger for some spare money. The stranger turns out to be Samir, and Alistair recognizes him. This time Samir can't remember if he has ever seen Alistair. Alistair tells him they met in a job interview. Samir isn't able to remember him. Alistair continues telling him that he has been through some tough times and he doesn't have where to stay. So, he asks Samir for some help so he can get back on his feet, and tells him that he was right to not give him the job. Samir, still not being able to recognize the person in front of him, is kind enough to help him and goes to find an ATM. Samir turns back and gives Alistair enough money so he can stay somewhere and eat for a couple of weeks. Alistair burst into tears, not believing that a stranger can be so generous and kind to help him. Samir tells Alistair to make that day the day that everything falls into place for him. Alistair, emotional and happy, gives and shake to thank Samir. Samir leaves, wishing him good luck. Cut to many years ago, when they were both children and met for their first time at a playground, both peacefully and happily playing together. At some point, Alistair's mother came and took him for a tea. Alistair said goodbye to his little friend Samir, and Samir did the same, continuing playing. Many years later, in a nursery home, old Samir is being taken care of from a nurse. He has lost his ability to speak and express himself due to an old age. The nurse brings a volunteer to help Samir and keep him company. The old volunteer is Alistair, that kept his promise to Samir when he was homeless to make every single day fall into place. Alistair, a different man now, affectionate and kind, wants to help the old Samir, whom he doesn't recognize. Samir, looking at Alistair, recognizes him and he smiles widely. Alistair, silent for a moment, finds Samir's face familiar and asks him if they know each other. Samir smiles again and seems happy that he meets his friend after that many years, knowing that everything went right for him.